My adult learning was amazing. It completely changed my life. At first it was scary because I was going back into education and I didn't have any confidence about what I was learning. But once I actually stepped through the door and met the people and the tutors who was there, I felt at ease and I felt that I could learn at my own pace. I never expected in a million years to have the journey that I did once I completed it. It was an adult literacy course. Just because we're older and things like that, it doesn't mean that your life has to stop. Your adult learning can begin at any age, because I had children when I was young. You can actually make a big difference by stepping back into adult education. Take that step forward, lose that self-doubt and walk through that classroom door. It'll be nothing that you think it's going to be, and it will change your life forever.
I had small children, reasonably young. I kind of got lost for a while. What I now know was probably postnatal depression. So I didn't leave the house a lot, but then they started school and I had to take them to school and waiting. There was only one place to wait, and they were actually running a group, which was community-based adult learning. Well, it was either do that or stand outside in the rain. So with no confidence, I kind of sidled into the door, praying that nobody would notice me. They were doing a craft and I used to really enjoy that and I loved it. And I went back, and the person who was doing the craft was on a short-term contract for the local council. And I'm like, but I want to do another one. They said, we don't have anybody. But if you do the training, you actually have the craft skills. You learn how to be a tutor. That was terrifying, but I did. And 6 years later, I have a BA. Adult learning is one of the most important things that you're ever going to do. I don't like to call it adult learning. It should be lifelong learning. And it's a human right everybody should have. Now, I don't care if it's something like pottery once a week for fun, where somebody calls you by your name instead of mum, or if it is to make yourself more employable, or if you have reached that age where you no longer work and you need a new challenge or a social life. These are important things that absolutely everybody should have a part of.
I'd absolutely like to say that the adult learning experience has been hugely positive for me. I really feel like I'm satisfied with the progress I've made in my personal life. I suppose the lesson I learned that this time around I took on and studied subjects that I was interested in. I was studying business and tourism, and I'm interested in history and culture. It's an absolute pleasure to meet like-minded people, like myself, who had different stories to tell, but the common goal of wishing to do something positive and important for themselves. Since taking on my studies, I feel more self-confident, and I realize the importance of engaging with my own interests. And I suppose with COVID, that's even more important. I would feel that the positive effect of taking on adult education, is even more crucial now. And I speak personally. I know myself the importance of it, but it will be different for everyone, whether it's sense of achievement or simply getting out of the house, getting into a good routine, meeting people, making friends. Those intangible benefits of adult education are as important.
I got made redundant from a job. I just randomly applied for university one day, and it really was just, there was no overthinking because I didn't really have that much confidence. So I just put an application in one day and just dropped it off at uni for forensic science, and I got an unconditional offer. And it was really close to when the term was starting. So within like 2 weeks, I was in my first quantum chemistry lecture, going, "Oh my God, what have you done?" Best thing I've ever done, but it was quite scary at first. A lot of people think that they miss the boat because they don't do it like the A-level way and straight into university, for example, like my daughter's doing. But it needs to be out there more for people to see that it is possible. You can apply. There is foundation years to get onto university degrees these days, which makes things a lot easier, or lots of choices for access courses and grants available and bursaries. Certainly I didn't think that it would be such an amazing experience as what I see, people becoming qualified and getting numbers after letters after their name as adults who previously wrote themselves off like I did. I think it's massively important that we make that much more visible so people believe that they can do it.
I'm not great with technical stuff. I find it hard to talk in groups, and it was great to notice. What I found, it was great to notice that a lot of the women, we all lacked the same thing, which was confidence. So it was nice to see that I wasn't on my own. It was quite easy if you wanted to talk and speak. You know, I found it quite easy to adapt. It was just something to really look forward to. It was to meet different people. And it was just very eye-opening for me personally. And I think just so good, as I said, just so good to realise that I'm not on my own. Honestly, I just found it so just liberating and inspiring, and communicating with different people who you'd never met. Everybody was so friendly, and everybody wanted to have a chat. I just feel that if anybody is ever in doubt, especially I think with adults too, I think the older you get, the less confidence you have. It's definitely so true. And for anybody that's in that situation who is afraid to do it, step out of the comfort zone and go for it. Absolutely, just 100% go for it. If there's something there that if it is of interest to you, do it, because there's no right or wrong answers, and you would be so pleasantly surprised at how many people feel the same way as you.